9 out of 10 men don't know this. It is not included in men's knowledge. It's not taught in school. In today's video we will talk about female psychology, about how women think, how to communicate properly with them. You will learn about 6 amazing things that girls love. Let's see why I decided to make this video, as the coverage of female psychology on male channels boils down to pretty banal things like, dominate, have principles, don't be afraid of losing a woman, and things like that. But you can't build relationships with just that advice. Yes, you will not fall into love addiction, but you will not build normal relationships. This video will help those men who are in a relationship, and those who intend to start one, precisely with those who want to know a little more about the female nature and its secrets. And there are other characteristics of female psychology, knowing that you can stand out from other men. You will learn how to filter good women without using any manipulation. So, first, every woman has a weakness, which is actively used by manipulators. Every woman likes to be told what she wants to hear, even if it is a complete lie. Imagine a woman who weighs 45 kilograms who has only heard about using cosmetics from advertising on TV. If you tell her that she is special, not like everyone else, she will have an enthusiasm that will allow her to stand out from other women. Then she will blur into a smile, and hiding her eyes, she will say, "Thank you, I am very pleased." Yes, every woman likes to be told what she wants to hear, even if she knows it is a lie. And on this, in fact, the whole women's information business is built. Bloggers tell beautiful stories about the fact that a woman owes nothing to anyone and deserves the best. And the most eloquent of them make a lot of money out of it. But it is not only information entrepreneurs who use this psychological trick. Some men also use it actively. When they tell a woman stories of eternal love, about how special and unique she is, about the fact that she is not like everyone else. If a man has the appropriate level of charisma and acting skills, then with these words he disarms a woman. Even if she is already over 40 years old, she still falls in love with a man, just like an 18-year-old girl. And when that happens, he gets everything he wants from a woman. But as I said, I am not a fan of dirty manipulations. Therefore, I do not recommend using these methods. However, knowing that this feature of female psychology in a relationship is absolutely ecological, you can get a good experience. Imagine that your girlfriend decided to surprise you and baked a cake according to a recipe she found on the internet. She tried very hard, but her dish was so tasteless that your dog didn't even eat it. The cake was so hard that you could hammer nails with it. The girl herself understands that she did not have a culinary masterpiece. But nevertheless, if you tell her that she's fine and you appreciate her effort to please you, those are the words a girl wants to hear at that moment. And next time she will be twice as motivated to do something for you. After all, she understands that even in case of failure, you will ensure that she doesn't feel like a failure. If you say that only cockroaches can be poisoned with this pie, next time she will hardly try to surprise you with something, because she will be afraid of failing again. The situation in which you can support your wife morally is very large. That is some kind of failure at work and a conflict with her friend. Yes, if she fights with a friend who can't support you, you will make a considerable profit. By the way, write in the comments how you usually develop relationships with a woman's friends. Then, in those moments, you need to listen to the woman or tell the woman what she wants to hear, even if it is not true. In the future, she will be very grateful to you for this. But it is equally important to understand the difference between the words support and please. Support means to give warmth and positivity to a person who invests in you, treats you kindly, who supports, loves and appreciates you. Pleasing means, in hopes of someone's approval, to make a person agreeable. You can support a woman, you cannot please her. Just as you cannot do something to the detriment of yourself and your own self-esteem. For example, when a woman makes a fuss at you and you try to hug her in the hope that she will calm down, this is exactly the case when you please a woman. Which should never be done. Let's continue. Second, something all men forget or are afraid to do. Women love to be touched. Let's see what the difference is between a friend and a lover. A woman has sex with a lover, but not with a friend. A woman has physical intimacy with her lover, but not with a friend. And speaking of first dates, many men stay only communicating with a woman, and for any physical intimacy this comes only on subsequent dates, which brings him into the friend zone. If it comes to that, and by then the man has not firmly established himself in the friend zone, there is a chance he will leave. Although a woman can be safely touched already on the first date, especially when you see that she likes you, this is something that must be done. It is important not to confuse the concepts of touch. If you take a woman by the hand, or in a restaurant, take her by the waist, that would be called touching a woman. And you don't need to touch a woman just to please her. You have to enjoy the process yourself. You need to touch her in some way only if you yourself want to. Touching a woman means when she says almost openly that you are suitable for her. Despite that, you continue the interaction. You see, we are talking about a girl who has a strong interest in you. Pinch, kiss, interact with her. If we talk about the stage of a serious relationship, when the couple has been together for a long time, any bodily contact in such a relationship usually comes to nothing. Except for 15 minutes of sex once a week. Of course, romance is more characteristic of the first months of a relationship. But if there is no physical contact between a man and a woman, they will become friends. Although everything is done in a very simple way. Women love to hug. So when you are lying on the couch and a girl or wife is clinging to you, you don't have to pull away immediately for any reason. Also, when you walk down the street, you can take her hand. You can even add spontaneity. If you imagine the situation that you are at a party, and things are going well for both of you, you can take your wife by the hand and dance with her for a few minutes. This will also add romance and excitement to your relationship. I repeat, a friend differs from a lover because there is sex, emotions, and romance with a lover. In a normal relationship, a man and a woman should also be lovers. Unfortunately, in most relationships, after a year or two, the couple practically stops interacting in the format of lovers, and their communication is more like friendship. Third, for men, the solution to a problem is expressed through action. A friend has run out of money, you give him a loan. You have tax problems, a friend has told you the phone number of a well-known lawyer who will tell you what to do and how to do it properly. In the male understanding, this is real support. When a person has a problem, you help solve that problem. For women, support is expressed not only in problem solving. Sometimes a woman just needs to talk. And while you don't need to do anything, you don't need to solve her problem. Just listen to her. What if a woman complains to you that she feels bad and is very tired? At the same time, she responds to your flirtatious offer by saying the following: "No, I'm just going to bed." Most men in this situation say, "Well, it's up to you," and go about their business. Instead, listen to the woman for a few minutes. And then tell her that if she needs help, let her talk. That is one of the main characteristics of female psychology. Again, this video has characteristics aimed at a man who is already in a relationship, and those who wish to start one. Let's move on. If men with the help of speech basically convey information, women in communication also express emotions. And when there are many such emotions, sometimes it is enough for a woman to speak and her problem will be solved. But there is a fourth and no less important characteristic of female psychology. Women love to get the attention of the men they like. In principle, everything is logical. There is one mistake in many men, it is the one that makes him appreciate a woman more than himself. And a proper man values himself first of all. But he also respects the woman who is with him. And his concern is nothing but gratitude for her attention, for her support. A man who values himself will never help and care for a woman who uses him. Let's see now what is the main meaning that I place on the concept of a man who cares for a woman. A woman cannot get tired of this attention, she is interested in him, but at the same time she cannot take him completely under her control, because he is self-sufficient, but at the same time he takes care of his partner. Also, for many women it is important to realize how society perceives their man. If others envy her, this will contribute to the growth of the importance of such a man. But it is important not to get confused in terms and not become a real man who is ready for anything. Such a man who is given such importance is praised mainly by other women and the mother of a woman he is with. And men are called hunted from behind, or in other words, pre-selected men. And I am talking about the fact that it is important not to be the man who is praised, but the one who is respected. A man who has charisma and a strong character. One who takes decisions and carries them through to the end. Always keeping calm. Let's continue. The fifth important characteristic of female psychology, which is also not known by everyone. Women love and appreciate when a man pays attention to details. And speaking of compliments, this is an example of an incorrect compliment: "You are beautiful." You can say this to every woman, and it sounds very unnatural. But if you say to a woman, "This turquoise dress goes very well with the color of your eyes and emphasizes your athletic figure," then such a compliment will be directed specifically at a woman, will sound very sincere, and will not seem like a trite stereotypical phrase. Therefore, if you pay attention to details when communicating with a woman, you will stand out from others. The sixth point: if your girlfriend is not an MMA fighter, one of her main needs is the need for security. It is important that a woman feels that she is under your protection. For example, if she comes home from work in the evening, and for some reason you cannot meet her, then at least get in touch so that she can call you in case of anything. But protection is not only expressed in such obvious things. If a woman solves all the problems that arise, makes all the decisions by herself, she starts to feel like a man in a couple. This doesn't mean that, after watching this video, you need to rush to solve every time a problem arises. Not at all. But at least try to solve purely male tasks. Let's say you get lost in the city. Don't keep your mouth open. Ask some shopkeepers how to get to the place you want to go. Or if a woman is on the computer and it has frozen, don't stand behind her and wait for her to figure it out on her own. Taking the initiative is one of the best things for that moment. But there are also predominantly female matters that a man should do only as a last resort. If, for example, you get home, and you are both hungry, don't rush to the stove and cook something. Let your woman do it. The main thing is that she doesn't start preparing instant noodles. I hope you understand that the key to understanding female psychology lies precisely in the details. In fact, despite the large number of physiological similarities, we are very different. I hope this video was useful for you. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to understand even better women and their psychology, watch the next videos of the channel.